Hello students, after the completions of alkenes, our third functional group is alkynes. As we know that in hydrocarbon, we will talk about various functional groups like alkane, alkene, alkynes, and a special type of unsaturated hydrocarbon is arene. So today we start with alkynes. Like alkenes, alkynes are also unsaturated hydrocarbon. They contain at least means minimum one triple bond between two carbon atoms. So the number of hydrogen atoms is still less in alkyne as compared to the alkenes. That's why their general formula is like that: CN H2n minus 2. Once again, in simply way, acyclic, because in alkyne case cyclic compounds are not possible because having a sp hybridization and bond angle is 180. That's why cyclic compound is not possible in case of alkynes. Acyclic unsaturated hydrocarbons containing a 1 cc triple bond are called as an alkynes. First stable member of the alkyne series is ethine, which is popularly known as acetylene. And as we know that acetylene is used for a welding purpose in the form of oxyacetylene flame, which can be obtained by mixing acetylene with oxygen gas. Alkynes are a starting material for a large number of organic compounds. Hence, it is interesting to study this class of organic compounds. Okay, then what about the structure of this triple bond? So the structure of triple bond, which can be explained with the one examples or the first homologous series member of the alkyne series is ethine or acetylene. As we know that in ethine, right, each carbon atom of ethine means C. What is the meaning of ethine? This is C triple bond C, H and H is called as an ethine or acetylene. So here each carbon, particularly this carbon atom of ethine is sp hybridized, and hence two sp hybridized orbital, this 1 and 2 sp hybridized orbital. So this one sp hybridized orbital of each carbon, particularly this sigma bond and this one, undergoes an overlap with sp hybridized orbital of another carbon to form a sp-sp hybridization. So it's called as an sp-sp hybridization. So okay, so in as per your NCERT book, right? Once again, each carbon atom of ethine is a carbon atom of ethine is sp hybridized. This is sp hybridized. Hence, two sp hybridized, this sp and this sp, they form a sp-sp sigma bond. One sp hybridized orbital of each carbon atom undergoes head-on overlapping. This is head-on overlapping with sp hybridized orbital of another carbon. So this is cc sigma bond. And the second sp hybridized of each carbon overlaps along this internuclear axis with 1s orbital of each of the two hydrogen atoms. They are forming a sp1s. This is also sp1s. So each carbon is now left with a two unhybridized p orbital like 2px and 2py, which are perpendicular to each other as well as to the plane of the cc sigma bond, because this is cc sigma bond. So they are perpendicular to the plane. Now these 2px, one on each carbon, are parallel to each other and hence overlap sideway to form a pi bond. Okay. Similarly, overlap between this 2py and 2py, one on each carbon, result in the formation of second pi bond as shown in figure. Clear? Fine. So since a p orbital of these two lobes, the electron cloud of pi bond has two halves. If the two halves of one pi bond are considered to lie in the plane of the paper, then one of the two halves of the second pi bond would lie above the plane of the paper and the other below the plane of the paper. This can be seen in your figure number this 13.6b. Okay. However, the four halves of the electron clouds of two pi bonds do not stay as such but merge together, because this is also merged together and merged together, and which is cylindrical symmetry about the internuclear axis. So it is because of this cylindrical symmetry. Okay, so it's a one type of, it's a likewise, this is cylindrical symmetry. So your particularly inner refill is a CC sigma bond or internuclear axis, while they form this symmetrical symmetry of the electron cloud between two carbon atoms. So these two carbon atoms, that's ethine is linear molecule with HCCH bond angle is 180. So from the above discussion, it follows that carbon-carbon triple bond consists of one sigma bond. This is one sigma bond. Okay, so one sigma bond and two weak pi bonds. The total strength of C triple bond C in ethine is 823 kilojoule per mole. So it is quite stronger than the double bond in alkene, like 599 in ethene, right? And CC bond of ethane 348 kilojoule per mole. Further, due to the smaller size of these sp orbitals, right, compared to sp2 and sp3, and sideway overlapping of p orbitals, the carbon-carbon bond length in ethine, this CC bond length in ethine is 120 picometer or 1.20 angstrom, compared to C double bond C is 134, means 1.34 angstrom, and CC 154 means 1.54 angstrom. So in spite of the presence of these two pi bonds, alkynes are less reactive than alkenes towards the addition reactions. Further, alkynes, unlike alkenes, do not exhibit geometrical isomerism due to their linear structure. So this is about the structure of triple bond in ethine or acetylene. Nomenclature of alkyne that we already studied in standard 11th in a very deep manner. So we now switch over to the isomerism in alkyne. So our next topic is the isomerism in alkyne. Okay, alkynes shows a different four types of isomerisms that can be discussed in a very regular manner. So in your textbook of NCERT, they suggest the positions isomer like that, but in detail we particularly focus about a position isomerism. For example, if I having a but1-ine, this is but1-ine, mind well, this is but1-ine, okay, and this is but2-ine. So what's the difference between but1? Because the positions of functional group is differ, right? Here the position of functional group at between 1 and 2, here 2 and 3. So they are the position isomer. Likewise, chain isomerism. So one particularly isomer exhibits in a linear way while the remaining in a branch. So alkynes having a 5 or more carbon atoms show a chain isomerism. Due to this different structure of carbon chain, this is pent1-ine and this is 2-methyl but1-ine. Now about the functional isomerisms. What is the meaning of functional isomerism? Two different structures having a molecular formula are same, but their functional groups are different. So in this case but1-ine, and in this case this is buta-1,3-diene, and one more is but1,2-diene. So this is buta-1,3-diene, this is but1,2-diene, and this is but1-ine. So here triple bond is a functional group and double bond is a functional group. So they are the functional groups isomerism. Okay, then ring chain isomerism. Alkyne shows ring chain isomerisms with cycloalkenes because both having a same general formula CnH2n-2. Likewise, in the case of propyne and cyclopropene, so they are the ring chain isomers. One more is the classifications of alkynes, which cannot be discussed in our textbook. I think so. In our prior sections in alkene, we discuss about the terminal alkenes and non-terminal alkenes. Now we move to the terminal alkynes and non-terminal alkynes. Alkynes further classified as a terminal or non-terminal alkynes, where according to the triple bond present at the end of the chain, if the triple bond present in the end of the chain is called as a terminal alkynes, and within the chain is called as a non-terminal alkynes. Simple way. Once again, for example, it's a prop 1-ine and it's a but 1-ine, right? So terminal position, while this is within the chain. Okay, 1 2 3 4, so it's but 2-ine, and 1 2 3 4 5 it's pen 2-ine, so it's not located in a terminal positions. So classifications of alkynes are either by this terminal alkynes and non-terminal alkynes. Now we move to the another portions is the method of the preparations of alkynes. Method of preparations of alkynes. So various methods are applied to prepare alkynes, but in our textbook, current textbook of standard 11th, certainly in this point we have to discuss two methods: by the actions of water on calcium carbide and from vicinal dihalide. So first we move to the by the actions of water on calcium carbide. In laboratory as well as on a commercial scale, right? By the actions of water on calcium carbide, it's converted into ethyne and calcium hydroxide is released. For calcium carbide needed for the purpose is manufactured by, because calcium carbide is not readily available. So first we convert this calcium carbonate or limestone, heating with a cock in electric furnace about 2000 degrees centigrade temperature. So it's a simple decomposition, CaO and CO2. Now this calcium oxide which is reacted with a cock in electric furnace at 2000 degrees centigrade temperature, we get a product CaC2 plus carbon monoxide. So this is calcium carbide. So what's the procedure for that? So once again, Ca plus 2 here. This is C triple bond C minus 2. When it reacts with 2 mole of H2O, so it's converted into ethyne and CaOH2. This ethyne is prepared in the laboratory as well as a commercial scale. I think so in standard 10th you have a certain idea, because in your textbook preparations of ethyne is given by this process. Clear? So after this particularly point we discuss from vicinal dihalide or sometimes it's called as a dehydrohalogenation reaction. What is the meaning of dehydrohalogenation? It means elimination. What is the eliminations? Eliminations of hydrogen and halogen. So it's called as a dehydrohalogenation. From vicinal. What is the meaning of vicinal? Where your both halogen group at the carbon at an adjacent position is called as a vicinal dihalide. So these alkynes are prepared by dehydrohalogenations of vicinal dihaloalkanes by heating them with an alcoholic potassium hydroxide solutions. For example, if I having this 1,2-dibromoethane, so 2 mole of KOH. So these reactions which can be in 2 steps under suitable conditions. The intermediate product is vinyl bromide. Once again, CH2Br, 2 mole of KOH. First mole of KOH, so KBr, your beta having a hydrogen, so H2O is released. Further the beta eliminations reactions, because from this alpha position removal of bromine, and at the beta positions is the removal of hydrogen. So we get a product is called as an ethyne plus KBr and plus 2H2O. So this is the first point from vicinal highlight. Instant of alcoholic KOH, this is alcoholic KOH. sodamide. Sodamide means sodium amide, sodamide, NaNH2, right? In liquid ammonia can also be used. Same result that we have to gain in ethyne. But the main advantage is that the yields are better since there is a less tendency to form a byproduct. So this is the method, is a good method. Why it's a good method? Because the main advantage is that the yields are better because there is less tendency to form a byproducts. For example, this is Br, CH2, CH2, Br. Once again, this is sodium bromide, and removal of what? Removal of here alpha poly, removal of H. It's converted into ammonia. Number 2 mole of NaNH2 further beta eliminations reactions, and which get gone through and converted into alkyne plus NaBr and plus ammonia. So these are the process which can be explained in our textbook, NCERT textbook. So this is all about the methods of the preparations of alkynes. In next sessions, we continue our journey with the physical properties and chemical properties of alkyne. Thank you very much.